Okay, so this gets messed up all the time. All right, I mess it up all the time. Which generation is the millennials? If you were born between 1981 and 1996, you are a millennial. I've even seen it broken down further into more subcategories than this, but for video's sake, if you're between 23 and about 39, you are most likely a millennial. Unless you just found this video and it's years after I published it. So check out these stats. Do you know that millennials make up almost a third of the population in San Diego? Seriously, even better, millennials make up nearly 40% of the workforce in San Diego. No joke. Millennials represent. If you are a millennial and you're trying to find the best place to live or call home, then this video is going to be for you. So stay tuned. What is up, everyone? I'm your man Wesley Guest, and like I said, in this video, I'm gonna break down the very best neighborhoods to live in or consider living in for millennials. The criteria I used in making up this list was living costs, both rents and home purchase prices. I looked for awesome amenities or stuff to do like restaurants, bars, cafes, farmers markets. I also looked at attractions nearby, such as things like museums, art galleries, all that good stuff. And I wanted to include close proximity or easy access to the arts and cultural activities like concerts, festivals, theater, all that good stuff. Also, I want to point out that although the cost of living in these neighborhoods is considered higher than some other neighborhoods maybe, I did take into account the fact that San Diego housing costs are actually lower than for the most part, than other major coastal cities on the West Coast. That's in addition to higher quality of life rankings than just about any other West Coast city you can think of. I also wanted to mention that San Diego has one of the ultimate draws for not only millennials, for just about anyone thinking about living in here, or for anyone who's already living here in San Diego. I think just about everyone knows this, but we are about as close to perfect weather as perfect can be. Okay, so this list was originally supposed to be 5 neighborhoods, but as I started putting together the list, I realized that I needed to expand the list. As is, I have it at 7 neighborhoods, but the truth be told, it could be longer. There are so many amazing places to live in San Diego. These are just 7 of my favorites. This list could have been incredibly long. It could go on forever. Well, not forever, but you know what I mean. And by the way, if this is your first time to my YouTube channel and you want to learn everything and see exactly what it's like living in San Diego, then please consider subscribing to my channel and possibly tapping that like button while you're there. It helps me out a ton and I'd really appreciate it. All right, let's get this thing started. So for neighborhood number 1 on my list, it's gonna be probably one of the more obvious ones or neighborhoods, but it's gonna be downtown San Diego. I wanted to go a little bit deeper, a little more specific, and we're gonna talk about Little Italy. If you've been following my channel, you know I know Little Italy extremely well. I spend a ton of time there. I actually just did a full vlog last week or a couple weeks ago, and I took a walk around the entire neighborhood. I showed you all the bars, the restaurants, shops, the best places to live, everything. If you want to check that out, it's gonna be right up here. So Little Italy right now is the hot spot to be in San Diego. Think amazing restaurants, great wine bars, coffee shops, outdoor piazzas, farmers market, street performers, close proximity to the bay or the walk around the harbor. It's pretty amazing. I do that all the time. It's so nice to be down there near the water. You're gonna be close to Balboa Park, right by the airport. It's an amazing place to call home. There's a decent mix of residents that own their own condo or home there, and there's also there's tons of opportunities basically to rent in the area. Lots of new luxury apartments. I'm mostly working on home or condo purchase and sales these days, but I do keep an extensive list of apartments for rent in Little Italy. Hit me up if you need it. Okay, so for neighborhood number 2, we're gonna talk about North Park. So North Park, right off the bat, there's a couple distinctions it has, and you may have heard these before, you may not, but the first one is gonna be that North Park is pretty much, or actually known as the craft beer capital. The second one is gonna be that North Park is actually known as a huge hipster town. I think, personally, I'd probably agree with both of those. You check it out yourself, you let me know what you think. Like I said, I don't disagree with those. As far as community, there are many bars, there's gonna be restaurants, coffee shops, there's gonna be retail and shopping options. There's a fantastic farmers market that happens here as well. There's also a very good live music scene here. Anything from smaller local acts to the larger national touring bands and acts. I've seen a lot of great shows in North Park. It's pretty great all around. Commuting from this location or North Park is gonna be super easy as well. You're in close proximity to several major freeways of San Diego. There's also a huge public transportation hub here. So, and as far as housing, about a third of the residents in North Park, they own their own home. The rest are made up of some type of rentable. Think of like apartments, condos, even renting certain like craftsman style homes, Spanish bungalow style homes. You don't tend to see any of the newer high-rise apartment buildings or condos in North Park. That would be more so in the city. Everything is pretty much lower in elevation and a little bit smaller for the most part. Okay, neighborhood number 3 is coming right up, and it's actually one of my personal favorite neighborhoods in the entire San Diego, but I wanted to real quickly mention that thank you so much, first of all, for watching this video and sticking with me through it this far. I love making videos like this, but I also love helping amazing people like yourself get into the real estate game. If you're thinking about moving to, from, or inside of San Diego, hit me up anytime. I'm always happy to help. Alrighty, just wanted to throw that out there. Let's proceed. Neighborhood number 3 is going to be Pacific Beach. It's no secret, PB is a great party town. Surf, sand, bars galore, wine, beer clubs, sorta clubs, line Garnet Avenue, and even up Mission and some on Grand Avenue. It's a great place to be if you're a millennial. Depending on your lifestyle, there will be better places to live than others in PB. So geographically, it's a big area broken down into many or smaller sub-neighborhoods like Crown Point, Mission Beach, North PB, Central, Sail Bay. There's quite a few different sub-neighborhoods. I lived there for a long time, specifically in the neighborhoods of Mission Beach, Central, kind of closer to that Garnet area, and I lived in Sail Bay near Crown Point for a number of years. Just use common sense when you're looking at options to live. There's a mix of residents who own their own homes in PB. There are also going to be quite a few or a number of renters. My personal favorite part of PB or Pacific Beach is going to be the Mission Beach area. It features the boardwalk, world famous boardwalk, endless sandy beaches. It's going to be surfing, roller skating, rollerblading at Belmont Park, slow-mo rides. And Belmont Park, they're cleaning it up. It's actually a lot better than it used to be. If you haven't been down there in a while, I highly suggest that you go check it out. Well, as soon as the virus ends, but it looks really good. When it does open, it's going to be pretty amazing. And limitless people watching. If you need help navigating where to plant your roots in PB, hit me up. I know that place inside and out. All right, for neighborhood number 4, we're going to talk about the Gaslamp Quarter in downtown San Diego. So the Gaslamp Quarter is pretty much world famous, right? I think a lot of people have heard of the Gaslamp, but it's also pretty confusing. Downtown San Diego is not the Gaslamp Quarter. The Gaslamp Quarter is just part of the entire downtown San Diego. If that makes sense. The true Gaslamp Quarter area is actually a pretty small area. There's only a few places to actually live inside the 16 blocks that make up the Gaslamp. Many of the residents who frequent the Gaslamp or the residents in the area, they actually don't live in the Gaslamp. They live close by, maybe in East Village. The Marina District is pretty popular. The Columbia District is very popular as well, or even Little Italy. There's a mix of residents who do rent the area, and then there are a few places to own property, but there's just not a ton of options. And as I recommend this area, I have to say this, that during the virus, things are kind of up in the air in that area right now. I'm not 100% certain on what it's actually going to look like until we get past the virus happenings. Right now, there's a lot of bars, restaurants, clubs that have closed for good. The homeless situation in that area has grown a bit, or has gone up substantially. It's not normal for that area, but right now, there's just not a lot of people down there. A lot of places have closed, like I said, so there's definitely an escalation in kind of the homeless activity happening right now. I have a feeling it will go back to normal in a few months once things start to normalize a little bit as the virus tends to scale back. It's definitely not the same at the moment. It's not even close. If you're looking to move tomorrow, probably not the place to be. If you're looking to move in a year, definitely consider it. Neighborhood number 5 is going to be Normal Heights. So this area gets overlooked and overshadowed by North Park all the time. Before North Park took off with real estate prices, entertainment options, restaurants, and everything else, do you know what that community looks the most like, or which community looked the most like it before it used to be the place to be? You got it, Normal Heights. To me, this is the next obvious hotspot to be. You will already find the bars, the restaurants, coffee shops, some of the parks. These are the things that made North Park so popular and awesome, and it's going to be the same things that blow up Normal Heights. And also keep in mind, you're located right next to North Park, so you have easy access to that neighborhood as well. Prices for homes tend to be slightly lower than North Park still, as it's still considered kind of up and coming, but that's tending to change, or that's changing pretty quickly. Living options will be smaller apartment style complexes, craftsman style and Spanish style homes, all shapes and sizes. If you don't believe me, take a drive around the neighborhood, Normal Heights. You will see an unbelievable diverse collection of housing options. Check it out. Okay, so neighborhood 6 on my list is going to be Ocean Beach. So for OB, that's what you call it if you live there, be thinking bohemian lifestyle means something a little more 2021 hip vibes. Sorry if that's a little confusing, but it is. OB has its own unique thing going on. You got to check it out. All right, so it's another amazing beach or surf community, kind of like Pacific Beach, but like I said, it has its own distinctive style going on. You are going to find shops, places to drink wine, beer, and everything else, and it's pretty much spread throughout the entire community. The main cluster of restaurants and shops is going to be on Newport Avenue, but like I said, you can find stuff all throughout the community. It's a super dog-friendly town, and they actually have their own dog beach. There's a few dog beaches in San Diego. This is going to be one of them. If your dog likes the water, this is the place for you. It's also worth mentioning, you're going to be very close to Sunset Cliffs. You have to check Sunset Cliffside if you've never seen Sunset Cliffs. It's an amazing place for a walk. The waves hit the cliffs, the rocks, there's caves. It's something to see. The ocean views are some of, in my opinion, the best in the world. It's an amazing sight and something to check out. And neighborhood number 7 is going to be a combination of 2 different neighborhoods, but I'm going to put them together because they're right next to each other. It's going to be Hillcrest and Mission Hills. So throughout Hillcrest and Mission Hills, you're going to find an amazing mix of bars, restaurants, coffee shops, retail shops. You're gonna have gyms, parks, and everything else spread throughout. It's amazing. This is gonna be a highly walkable community for the most part, more so in the Hillcrest area. Mission Hills can be a little more difficult to navigate by foot because there's gonna be some super steep hills in certain areas, but everything close to Commerce is pretty much flat. I did a vlog actually last week through Old Town in San Diego, and I included Mission Hills on that. If you wanna see what Mission Hills, some of the more expensive housing looks like. All right, so throughout this area, because we've got a combo of 2 areas going on right now, you're gonna find probably the most diverse selection of housing options out of all the areas we just talked about. There's a bit of everything. High-rise condos, apartments, you're gonna have $1 million homes, some old, some brand new. You're gonna have condos, townhomes, craftsman homes, Spanish style homes, you name it, and it's here. Okay, maybe not igloos. Oh, that was a dumb joke. Part of this location is on the canyon, which allows for incredible city and ocean views. That's going to be more like the Mission Hills side. In addition to Hillcrest, which borders Balboa Park to the east, it's an amazingly convenient location if the lifestyle is a match for you. Alrighty, so those are going to be the 7 neighborhoods I think are ideal living if you're a millennial. To be honest, there are so many San Diego neighborhoods to live that would be amazing for a millennial. I picked the ones I like the most and the ones I probably spend the most time in and the most familiar with. If you have suggestions and comments to add, please by all means do so in the comments section. And don't forget, if you're thinking about moving to, from, or inside of San Diego, don't be shy. Hit me up anytime. I love to help and I'm always here for you. Thank you for watching or listening if you're on the podcast, and check back soon. I publish at least 1 video per week, usually more, and I'll see you on the next one.